Don't insult God. Lol, so fragile, can't take criticism of your worldview. There's no such thing as atoms. I really have to believe that this is rage bait, because otherwise I have to come to terms with the fact that there is someone on Earth who thinks that this is a real argument. Wow. Just wow. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be returning once again to r/religiousfruitcake. As always, I have to say it, I am not here to say that people shouldn't be religious, or to say that you are not allowed to be religious, or that you have to follow my worldviews, right? That is never what this video or this subreddit is about for me, and I won't accept those kinds of arguments in the comments, whether it is from religious people or from non-religious people. People are allowed to live their lives however they want, as long as it doesn't harm other people, right? And that is the kind of world I want to live in, where people can live their lives without affecting other people. The kinds of people we call out in this subreddit are people who are just a little bit beyond that, you know? They cover weird batshit subjects, they make weird arguments, but also they try and force their religion on other people, you know? They don't live with the idea of, I'll live my life, you live your life. They live with the idea of, you have to live my life as well, right? And those are the kinds of people that we criticize in this subreddit. Not people that are just religious and living their lives, the people that have to make it other people's problem. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that YouTube members and patrons, you guys get an extra video every single week for as low as £1 a month. That equates to about 25p per video. So if that is something that interests you, please do consider joining, as it really helps support the channel. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? What? Wait. I don't understand. For me, it's the holding the Bible out in front while he's running. A few things. First of all, obviously, yeah, this guy is a lot more jacked than me. There's no doubt about that. This guy could beat me up. I'm not even gonna make that argument, right? But why is he doing this? What reason, what virtue signaling is this guy doing where he's like, yeah, I'ma need to run full pelt with a cross on one shoulder and a Bible in my hand? None. Also, I'm sorry, dude, unless he's working his way up to it, Jesus's cross was a lot bigger than that. You got some making up to do. It's not, that cross isn't big enough yet. Yes, liberals, your America will become a Catholic monarchy by 2050, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. No, it's not though. It's interesting to me that people will look at like Trump as a presidency, for example, and think that that is going to somehow lead the country into a Catholic monarchy. Trump isn't Christian. He pretends he is, but he pretends he is because it makes him money and it gets him votes. That's it. That's as far as his faith goes. That's all there is to it. He isn't Christian. But also, there are liberals that exist outside of America, so being like, your America is going to become Christian, what about, you know, the entire planet's worth of liberals that don't live in America and their America doesn't exist because they don't have an America? But this obviously, it's not going to happen. This isn't a thing that's going to happen. Plain and simple. Sorry, bro. But also, imagine thinking that this is a good thing. Imagine thinking that it's a good thing that a country would be a religious monarchy and that everybody in the country would be forced to follow that religion's rules regardless of what their beliefs are. These are the same kind of people that scream about Muslim countries and you know, their laws and how horrible they are to all their people and that kind of thing. But they want to create exactly that in their own country, right? They just call it something else. But at the end of the day, it's exactly the same thing. We call them the Al-Qaeda for a reason, right? The Texan Taliban.
I used to say this. I haven't said this in a long time. You ready? I said, if you dress like that and you get raped and I'm on the jury, he's going to go free. You don't like, do you? I'm right, though.
How Christian?
I can't help you like I'm right. Because, you know, a man's a man.
A man's a man. What the fuck? I genuinely, I'm speechless about that. A woman wears shorts and therefore a man cannot be held accountable for his crimes. I don't give a shit what a woman is wearing. If someone assaults her, they have assaulted her. It does not matter what she was wearing. If she did not consent to something and something has happened to her, that person has committed a crime and should be in jail. How is that a hard concept? The only person that would agree with the view of this pastor is someone that would be willing to do something and doesn't want to go to jail for it. The only reason you'd be like, well, a man's a man, is if that's something you would do because you're a rapist, right? Anybody who isn't a rapist would go, actually, you know, if a woman gets raped, it's the rapist's fault, not hers, right? That's not a difficult concept to grasp. According to atheists, nothing Jeffrey Epstein did was objectively evil. Think about that. That's just, it's not true, though. I think that everything Epstein did was evil because I'm not a psychopathic nonce. If the only reason you don't commit crimes, if the only reason you're not a pedophile is because you are scared of divine retribution, I don't trust that you're a good person. If you're a good person, not because God told you to be, but because you're actually a good person, I trust you to be a good person more than I trust someone who is only good because they're religious. If the only reason you think that what happened on Epstein's Island was wrong is because your God said so, I don't trust your view on morality. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I don't believe in your God. I think everything Epstein did was horrific and heinous, not because of a God, but because I am a human fucking being. Do not recreate.
Keep it centered, get her dialed. Tell me when. Yep.
Just get tattoos like a normal fucking human being. What are you? What? Damn, bro, it's not that bad. I really hope that these guys have health insurance because antibiotics are going to be expensive in America. But I have to say it. I gotta say it. For those of you that know me, you know I'm in a gay relationship. I have a boyfriend. There is not a single thing that I could do with my boyfriend that would be more homoerotic than getting matching brands with the boys, right? This is the gayest thing I've ever seen. Oh, fuck me. Just get a tattoo. Just get, if you're gonna get a permanent mark of your religion, get a fucking tattoo. You're not gonna have nearly the same concerns about infection. It's gonna be way less painful. It's gonna look way less stupid on the internet. It's gonna heal better. You can get it in whatever color and design you want. This is dumb. This is just dumb. So this was posted by Andrew Tate, so you know you're on for a ride. If this man was a Muslim, the whole world would be condemning Islam right now. Because he is Jewish, everyone is silent. Bunch of hypocrites. Literally, who the fuck is silent about Jeffrey Epstein right now? It's literally, it's everything that anyone is talking about. It's all of the news. It's everywhere. Who the fuck is silent about this other than Republicans who are in the book, right? Like, oh my God. But let's not forget, this is Andrew Tate, who is currently avoiding entering the UK because he is evading charges for human trafficking and rape. This is the same guy. That's Andrew Tate right there. He's literally a budget wannabe Epstein. Like, he's literally the Epstein we have at home. Any argument that he could have made on this subject, however stupid they are, because they are stupid, but any argument he could have made that he thinks he would have had any basis for was immediately eliminated by the fact that the image he posted has a fucking swastika in the corner, okay? So we know that the argument he's trying to make is not in good faith. We know that he's not trying to make a good argument based on real points because he's posted an image with a fucking swastika in it. Human trafficker and rapist Andrew Tate is posting Nazi propaganda about Jeffrey Epstein. Welcome to 2026. Epstein couldn't get some children because they, and I quote, were protected by Jesus. If that doesn't make you want to open your Bible and keep that creed streak, I don't know what does. So you're telling me that Jesus said these kids are protected. The other ones, fuck them kids. You can do what you want with those kids. I don't care. These kids, they read the Bible. These kids didn't, and therefore they can go to Epstein's Island and I don't care. Is that really the God you want to worship? You want to worship a God that says children can be assaulted by adults as long as they haven't read the Bible. I don't want to worship that God. Whatever this idea of that God is, I don't want to worship it.
You know, at this point, it should come as no surprise in the big 2025 that we're receiving videos like this now, where we're actually seeing people fly so high up into the sky where they see the firmament and the waters above. If you haven't heard about that, you just haven't been on the internet long enough.
Okay, wait. So first of all, we start off with footage of a hot air balloon, followed up by some of the worst AI I have ever seen as proof that the earth is flat and that there's a firmament above us. That's what we're witnessing right now. Just gotta get that part out there, okay? Terrible AI, doesn't look realistic even remotely. That transition did not look real even remotely. Carrying on.
Literally, the sky, do you know why it's blue? It's because it's water. And if you go so high up there, you'll pass through a barrier and you'll go into space pretty much. And this was actually revealed to us a few years ago in a Hennessy commercial. I'll show it to you now just in case you forgot about it. And this blew everyone's mind when it first came out. They're in space, but oh wait, there's another barrier above it. This is where they don't show you in NASA's footage. They don't show you what is actually all the way up there. And there's another ocean, which was talked about in the Bible and all the ancient books, most of which were hidden under the Vatican archives, and we can't even read about them, so we don't even know most of human history. But they drip it out to us a little bit in our movies and TV shows, and rarely sometimes our commercials. So it's basically just showing us that there is a firmament all above us, but there is another place to travel to, such as beyond the ice wall.
Guys, the flat earth is real. You know how we know that the flat earth is real? Because a Hennessy ad told us so. Obviously, a Hennessy ad is that's scientific facts. That would hold up, in any scientific study. That's gonna hold up in court. You try and prove the world's flat, you show a Hennessy ad, you've proven it then and there. That's all you need. God, fuck me. Also, he talked about how, there's loads of documentation, human history that says this kind of thing, but it's all underneath the Vatican and hidden, and we don't have access to it. And why? If the church is real, if Christianity is real, why would the church be hiding that information from people instead of making it public? If the globe Earth is a conspiracy that isn't real and Christianity opposes that, why is the Catholic Church hiding the truth from the people? Unless they're fucking liars. The reality is the earth is round, the Vatican isn't hiding anything, and this was a Hennessy ad. Oh god, I've never in my life seen someone use an ad for alcohol as evidence of scientific facts before. Why didn't God stop the shooting? How could he? Allowed in school anymore. They couldn't even check that the grammar in their AI slop was right before posting it. It's such garbage. But also, I gotta say it. I think I've said this in a previous video before, but if your God can't protect people in a school because those people don't worship him during school time, that's a weak ass God. If you believe that, you believe in a weak ass God, right? If he's not allowed in school anymore and therefore he can't protect people, weak ass God. What kind of God is he that a fucking school perimeter is gonna stop him from entering? Does he have charges? Is your God a nonce and he's not allowed within 50 meters of any schools? Weak ass God. I gotta say it. But also, what about all of the shootings that happen in, churches, religious gatherings, the shootings that have happened literally anywhere that are worshipping God? He doesn't stop them because he doesn't care. If you believe in a God that allows those things to happen, he doesn't stop them because he doesn't care. Otherwise, if you genuinely believe that him not being allowed in schools is what's stopping him from protecting children from being murdered, you believe in a weak ass God. So this one's interesting. So this is people from a religion that believe that cows are sacred attacking a truck that is transporting cows, or that they believe is transporting cows. I don't know what's actually in this truck, but they're throwing spike straps on the road to burst all of its tires to try and de-road this truck. First of all, genius move. Second of all, the truck falls off the road and rolls down a hill. Congratulations, in in trying to save those cows that you don't even know are in there, you have ultimately probably killed all of those cows, because I'm sure rolling down a hill in a truck is great for those cows. It's great. If you believe that they're sacred, why are you destroying and killing them by derailing their car, right? By throwing their car off the road? This is moronic behavior. It's also low-key attempted murder, right? Because the guy in that truck also could have died. But yeah, you really saved those cows, right? By rolling them down a hill in a truck. Genius move. Good move. You've assaulted and nearly killed a man. You've probably killed any animals in that truck. You've destroyed the property of another person or company. For why? Because you don't like the fact that they're transporting cows? Genius. Genius move.
If you don't like Charlie Kirk, I don't think you like Jesus either. The man was a spitting image of Jesus.
The man was spitting on the image of Jesus. Let's be real. Only reason he identified as a Christian is money, because people like this become so much easier to manipulate if you claim to be a Christian. Charlie Kirk was a Christian in the same way that Charlie Kirk's wife is mourning his death, because it makes money. You take that money away, he's not a Christian, she's not mourning shit. Ants doing a procession. No, animals do not believe in Jesus Christ. Christ is Lord. I didn't have the Wojak GigaChat ant in my 2026 bingo card. They're not doing a procession, right? Here's the thing. You'll be amazed at what you can get ants to gather around if you put sugar water on the floor. This isn't some like, yeah, ants are totally Christian. You could put a cross there. You could put a Quran on the floor and surround it by sugar water. Gonna be surrounded by ants. You could put a swastika on the floor, surrounded by sugar water. Gonna be surrounded by ants. You could put a picture of a drag queen on the floor, surrounded by sugar water, gonna be surrounded by ants, right? Like, they want food. They're there for the food that you've put on the floor for them. They don't give a shit about your religion. They're ants. Ghanaian prophet who built a copy of Noah's Ark now claims God postponed the flood and used donations to buy a Mercedes-Benz. Oh my god. It's the rapture posts all over again. No, guys, the rapture's definitely still happening. We just, the dates have just been moved again. It's definitely still happening, you guys. But I genuinely don't think that there could be a single better image that conveys the state of modern evangelicalism, the state of modern Christianity and evangelicals than this guy wearing a jute sack climbing out of a Mercedes-Benz that he bought with donation money. You could not have a single better image to convey that than this, right? That sums up all of it so incredibly well. That sums up the pastor that owns private jets, or some of the pastors that have literally bragged about having a watch that is worth more than any of the people's houses in that building, right? These people, none of those follow religious doctrine. None of those follow the actual book that they proclaim to preach about, right? Otherwise, they'd be aware of such scriptures as a rich man will find it as easy to get into heaven as a camel passing through the eye of a needle, right? Scriptures like that exist. This guy building an ark and then being like, nah, the flood was postponed, guys, but I'll use the money, I'll put it to good use, and buys a fucking Mercedes. Also, we have better technology than Noah's Ark, right? If the flood was happening, what's to stop the entire planet from getting on any of the millions of existing better boats that we have? Also, the Bible literally says that there won't be another flood. Literally says that. So the dude was functioning on nonsense, gaining donations from people that don't understand their own religion. It was all fear-mongering for money. But that is ultimately a huge part of modern religion and modern religious organization. So, you know, keep that image of a guy in a sack climbing out of a Mercedes-Benz, because I think it's a pretty impactful image. And that is where I'm going to end the video, everybody. So thank you very much for watching. Now, do I preach for free? Of course I do. I make these videos, you can watch them for free. But if you did want to support me in making more videos like this, because I'm literally ordained by God, you guys, so you're not a Christian unless you support me, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally, you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means so much. So thank thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.